Hello, everybody. How's it going? Welcome. My name is Lord PeteyTV. I'm here to give you a little bit of a review update of a game we actually played live on the channel a couple of weeks ago. Now, you're probably asking yourselves, why did I wait a little bit to kind of put this, review out? First of all, the review is kind of like a review in, I guess, in testing, because it was for the open beta that was placed out. And as you all know, it was for Monster Hunter. Now, Monster Hunter is a franchise that I am a big fan of. I've only recently got into it, so some of these information and things that I might say, is things that are very new for me. I played Monster Hunter World, and that really was my jumping point for the franchise, and I really did enjoy it. I did watch a lot of people that played the Switch version and things like that. But for most part, I should say, I played mostly Monster Hunter World. Now, going into this, I'm going to be talking about Monster Hunter Wilds. Now, I first got my first actual physical view of this when I was at New York City Comic Con, and I saw some people playing it, and I sat there and I watched it, and I was fully entranced by it. I really thought it was cool, and I really thought it was interesting. Now, one of the first things I'm going to talk about, and it's something I didn't even do. Now, one of the really cool things that they had ended up putting into this game is the extensive character creation. Now, the reason why I'm saying it was an extensive character creation is because, first of all, I didn't even do the character creation. My wife did it. She loves to create my character when I'm starting to play a new game. If there's races or something involved, I'll pick that stuff. But overall, I let her pick the character, what it looks like, and things like that, and I let her create those things. And in this past game, I had her go and play, and I had her, make my character, and it took her over an hour to create my character. And when I went back and I spoke to her about it, she thought it was very enjoyable. There's lots of different options for different things. I'm gonna have a little bit of a sped up version of that right now, so everyone can kind of take a look at the small portions of it, and then towards the end of the creation, if you will. As always, you got to create your hunter, and also your what's it called, your hunter, and also the cat, your companion that comes, or your I keep calling it Piccolo, but it's not. It's a Piccolo, or the cat version that comes and helps you throughout your journey. So that was one of the major things that I really saw and I thought was very cool, and I thought that it had a real big feel to it. And I was like, all right, this is kind of cool. This is interesting. I really am happy, she got enjoyment out of doing that. So the things that for me, when I started playing it, they had some really big changes that I was really drawn into and really intrigued by. And I really want to make sure that, you end up seeing these. So one of the biggest things is actually the fact that the the graphical upgrade for this game in comparison to some of the other ones you've seen is really amazing. I have a pretty high end computer, but I can tell you that this really took it up a notch, and I'm really intrigued to see overall how it ends up getting done. And I'm waiting to get into that, and I'm very happy that Bandai Namco was able to produce this, because it was really nice, really beautiful. Graphical updates, the animations for the fighting, and was super fluid. They felt a lot better than they did on the other version. So I can't wait to see when it's fully out 100%. Something that I was kind of a little sad about, and I don't know once again if it was just the beta, but I didn't see any new weapons. So that was one thing that I was kind of like, oh man, they really didn't add anything new on the weapons side of things. So I'm hoping that's only because it was in the beta and they're kind of holding that information back. The couple of really cool features that they ended up adding into the game. For the first thing, which I didn't expect, and I kind of saw later on, was the weapon swapping. So when you're in the middle of combat, you can end up calling your
Oh, so that's
what's it
how
called? Your bird over, and you'll see, your guy can run over to it, and I think it's like your X key button or Y, and you go over there, and you see him like grab a new set of weapons, and you end up getting to use those weapons in combat instead of the other one. The first set you put back, like for me, I mostly work with the ranged, so I usually use the bow and arrow, and then on top of that, I'll use the just the shield and the sword. And you'll see him like put this bow back and grab his shield and sword, and then you keep going. So you have this really, really amazing feel of when you're doing that. So you can end up, changing up the weapons if you're like, oh, wait a minute. Lightning isn't working for stuns. Maybe I should change it to the poison. Let me change the poison because that's what my other weapon is, or vice versa. Woo! The other thing that's really nice about it is that we know that some weapons work better killing other monsters. Meaning, like, the sword and shield is better to kill certain monsters instead of the bow, and the bow is better to kill things instead of the other. So it really helps to have that ability to swap when you're deciding to do really, really long monster campaigns for killing. If you're looking to just farm certain, items and things like that, because in the future of the game, that's what you're able to do. Now, the open world environment for this is amazing, and it felt so big. And what they ended up doing was they introduced it to you very early in the game is your mount. Now, your mount, which I briefly stated before, this mount is a bird that you're allowed to get onto and run to follow different monsters. Some might be faster, some might be slower, but you get this mount to be able to get to them. And what's really more interesting is that the mount isn't for you just to be able to get from point A to point B, but it allows you to traverse certain points of the maps. So it'll allow you to like jump up higher, or it'll allow you to like run to the side or go into a cave into a certain area and things like that. So me personally, I was able to see two different types of traversals, which are these really, really cool cutscenes. Now, if you remember Monster Hunter Wilds, if you're going like in between the really, really like thin like walls, you'll see like them kind of like scooch through. But you have the other characters, which will end up, doing, like for this guy, you'll end up seeing him hop to certain points and jump over things. And it was really, really cool. I really thought that was an amazing feel, and it really allowed you to enjoy this open world environment that it felt super big, and all you did was really fast travel from point A to point B. Using the mount now while you're doing those traveling, it doesn't feel too bad, and it kind of feels great. And I'm really excited to kind of see where they're going to go with the game and see what's going to happen with it in the future. Now, as for a release, the release is going to be coming out in 2025 in February. That's what it is right now. That's what I checked it up as. That's what I think it's going to be. We'll see how it comes in the future. I'm very, very excited to see that. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button here on the channel for when you want to see more information about Monster Hunter Wilds. We played Monster Hunter World a lot. I played a lot of it off camera because I really wasn't doing a lot on YouTube at that time, but now I am, and I'm very much planning to bring more of that information out to you, bring some guides out, bring some information out, talk about certain weapons, certain things here and there, involving certain things, what does, combinations of items and things like that. So all that will be coming out very, very soon. And as always, my name is Lord PeteyTV. I'm here on Twitch.tv and on YouTube every single Monday through Friday. We're going to be doing lots of different games. We have community events, things like that, and I want to make sure to include as many people as I can. So please make sure you join us, okay? Love you all. Dream big. Keep gaming. Enjoy every little aspect of what's going on. And if you have any questions, comments, or anything you want to critique and talk about that's going to make this channel better, please make sure you put them in the comments below. No negativity, please, because I understand, you know, some people are like, oh, these videos are terrible. What are you talking about? Don't put those in there. You can say, hey, listen, I like this thing. Your camera lighting was terrible, or something like that. Like, please fix that. I get that stuff. Hey, I think you need to add more depth of this information. That's what we're trying to do here for you so that you can make things better and enjoy these videos more. So thanks again, everyone. I love you. Dream big, keep gaming once again. Bye, everybody. See you all soon.
Hard to park!
Aye!
There's so many.
They're exceptionally agitated. Could they be chasing something?
It's a person! Bring us closer!
And crash right into them! We're still too far away!
Then what do we do? Hold on. What's that?
Forgot we got mounts
That's all
now.
Can you reach it?
I'll have to try. I'm coming too!
I forgot that they had announced the season. This expansion. Oh, wow.